Okay, so now let me tell you about the accordion, FAQs in general, and the optform, which is this part. You can open plus, it changes from plus to X, and you can type in here, this is a button, and also we have some text. Okay. So first we have in our app, there is a route to home, right? And in the home, in the page's home, we actually have a FAQs container. FAQs container is imported, named import from containers FAQs. So in the FAQs, we have this, and I will have to open the styles accordion and index accordion, and later I will have to open optform, but for now let's do the FAQs. So we have the FAQs container, and we return we return the accordion, and those are the children of accordion. So basically we have the title, frequently asked questions, then we have a frame. In the frame we have data, okay, and this is mapping over an item from FAQs.data, and that FAQs is in the fixtures which is in here. So we downloaded the FAQs. The FAQs is basically a JSON table which has separate items, ID, header, and body, and we are mapping through each item. So so each item will be, so this is each item. We have 5 items, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For every item, we are taking a name item, and this is an arrow function that returns accordion item, because this is mapping over an item, and we have to get the key. The accordion item key will be item ID. This is the ID, and then we have header, which is the question. The header is the question, and accordion body, which will be shown when we click on the plus sign, the body. So that should be question and answer, but it can be header and body. Okay, and then we close the frame, and then we have, when we iterate 5 times over this FAQs JSON, then we have optform, which I will explain later. Now let's focus on this accordion. So this accordion has index, obviously, as every single component, and we're gonna do some logic in here, because we have use state, use context, and create context from React. We are importing container, frame, title, item, inner, header, and body from styles accordion. So in this accordion, we have the container, which is div. Then we have ticks, and then semicolon. Display is flex of this. Flex direction, I think this is just default column, right? But if I change it to row, it should be different. Flex, display flex direction, column. Actually, it's not doing anything, but let's change the border bottom. It's 8 pixels. If I change it to 18, it's bigger, see? So flex direction, why it's not changing to row when I want this to change? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Let's see. So we have the accordion container and we have flex direction row column, flex direction column. Maybe this is just one item. The container. What it was in the footer? Let me see. In the footer, the container has flex direction. So, how many items does it have? Let me see. So the footer had title rows and the header has, no, I mean the FAQs has only accordion. So it's only accordion, but in the footer, no. Actually, the footer takes 1, 2, 3 elements, and in the FAQs, we have title, frame, optform. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not changing. Should be direction row. Display flex. Display flex and flex direction should be row. Flex direction row. It's not working. Just not working. Direction flex. Flex direction. Reverse column. It's absolutely not working. Display flex border bottom. Then we have, this is the frame. In the frame, in the frame we have our map. In the frame we have this. This is our frame. Accordion container, and then we have inner. Accordion container. We have accordion container, accordion inner. Oh, so we have accordion inner. In the index we have the accordion, and in the accordion we have container, and in the container we have inner. So that's why the container doesn't work, because actually we are taking children to the inner, and container is just one thing. So if we change the inner flex direction row, it will change. See, container just took inner, so the flex direction doesn't matter if it's column or row. It's always the same because it's one item, and it's visible in here. So the inner, as you can see, this is the flex direction row. We have 3 items, and if I change it to column again, the max width is 850 here. So it's not going to be bigger than 850. the entire container. Yeah, because this is 766 plus padding 90. Okay. Maxed with 815 with the padding 45 minus 90, that will be 725 maximum it can get. 750, it will be less than 815. Okay. So the frame has a margin bottom of 4D, which is exactly here. The inner flex, we have some padding, right? We have some padding. This is the padding. It's always the same padding. It's always 70, 70, 45 because it can't touch the borders, right? So we actually don't have a media here. It's just the max width it reaches and then the padding stretches, right? I mean the margin is stretching because margin is auto because it's rising when we resize. That's the beauty of display flex. Okay, so then we have title. This is the title. It has to be big font size. We have some line heights. We have margin tab 0. We have Jumbotron inner title. So the title doesn't have anything in it. So actually I'm curious what is this space? This is the inner and this is the padding of inner. This is the padding of inner. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Because everything, all of this is inner. Even the optform is inner, right? And that happens because the container takes inner and everything of inner is children, and the padding will go around everything that's in this container. Okay, so then we have color is obviously white, text align is center, margin bottom. We have some margin bottom in this title, just a little bit, as you can see, 8. Then when we resize, it's changing to 35 pixels. Okay, so then we have the items. The items, as you can remember, was mapping through the FAQs data.item. So basically we go to the JavaScript world with curly braces, FAQs data mapping, and this is a function map that takes item in braces and then arrow function that returns accordion item. This is the item. So the item obviously I mean title and frame takes rest of the props and children, and the item is a function that takes children and rest of the props 3 dots, remember, and then it has a constant variable, constant table that has toggle show and a function to change that toggle. We have set toggle show, and by default we are setting toggle show to false. Use state sets toggle show to false. Okay, because it's default false. Toggle show is false. And then this item is returning our toggle context. And the provider for toggle context is the value of toggle show, is the value of toggle show set toggle show. The value of set toggle show, basically the value is toggle show and then set toggle show. Curly braces, then again curly braces. This is for the comment from prettier. When I add comment, the prettier adds this. I have prettier to make it more pretty. When I save, it's everything is set up accordingly. So the toggle context provider is closed here, and then inside toggle context provider has children, which is item. And then in the accordion header, because we have header, if we open this, then we have also body. See, it's magically appearing. So in the header, we have a function accordion header takes children, rest of the props, and we have constant toggle show, set toggle show from. It's taken from use context, so it's using the context of toggle show, toggle context, which was here, because it's providing the toggle context, which is the constant toggle context create context, and it's taking the value from our item, and that is false. If I change to true, as you can see, everything is open by default, and that's the use of use context. And then in the header, this is the header. On click equals the JavaScript word, and then arrow function set toggle show to the opposite of toggle show when I click, right? And then the rest of the props. And then we have children. Okay, we have children, and then we have toggle show. Toggle show. If toggle show is true, then the image, then the header takes actually image, which is close. If it's true, and if it's false, then it's an @ sign. So this is false right now, right? That's true, and that's false. And then we close this. So basically it takes that value, children, exactly, and the header takes children. The children of header will be actually item header, which is the name, and then the body is accordion body, item body. We have our accordion, export constant header style div. Wait, I was talking about that. And the body, accordion body is function accordion body takes children just of the props. We have constant toggle show use context of toggle show, and that's the real use of of the use context, because we are taking the active state of that from the header, and then we return if toggle show is true, then we return the body and children, otherwise no. So the body takes children, and the body is the body is item body, right? So this is the text. Okay, so now let's go to the styles. The container, already told you. Now inner, I've already told you. This is the container. Actually, inner is the container. Container is a single element. Then we have title. I went through this. Actually, let's talk about item. Margin bottom of item, margin left is auto, margin right auto, max width is 700. It's not going to be more than 700. Okay, width is 100%, the item takes 100% of its max width actually. If I go to full screen, it's taking 679. Plus 90, it's 776. So we have export constant item, style div, color white, and the first of type has a margin tab. So the first has a margin tab of 70. As you can see, 3em, which means 3 multiplied by 6, yes, 16 pixels, because that's the standard size, standard font size. Then we have the header. Display is flexible, justify content space between, because the header actually takes two elements, because in the header we have some children. The children is actually the FAQs header, which is the name, what is Netflix, and then the next item is this, which is the picture. And when we say space between, is like this. If I don't specify, just justify context space between, it's next to each other. See, the cursor is pointed. When I move the mouse over it, the cursor is pointed. Margin bottom is 1 pixel. The change is not even visible. If I go to the header, there is a 1 pixel. It's not even visible, but it is there. See the orange? Font size 26, font weight, we have background. Background is the same on every item. We have some padding. Padding is done in EMs. So we have top, right, bottom, and also left. If I change this to 1.5, see, that was the left one. User selects none. User select none. I actually don't know what is this. CSS user select. Whether the text of one element can be selected. So if I change this, oh, this is selected, and now it's not selected. Align wait, align elements, align item center. Why? It doesn't make any sense to align those items center. It changes the plus sign. That's a weird plus sign, but if I align it center, the plus sign is natural. Okay, so in the image of header, we have brightness 0, so it's white. Filter brightness 0, invert 1. What if I go without invert? So invert 1 makes it white, and brightness 0 doesn't change anything. If I go to 110, image filter, CSS image filter. Grayscale. We have brightness. Adjust the brightness of the image. Will make the image completely black. Brightness 1 is default temperature. Okay. Brighter results. Brightness 200. Brightness. That should be done in percentages, not values. If I go to 100%, it's not brighter. But what does invert? Inverts the samples in the image completely inverted. Is default and represents the original image. So originally this image is black, but I inverted by 1, which is 100%, and it's white. So we are filtering width 24. I can change it to 34, which is a little bit too big. 24 for a plus is fine. Media, when it's smaller than 600, this changes to 16 pixels, as you can see. Okay, so that was the image, and then media maxed with 600, so it changes to 16 pixels, the text. So text is smaller and plus is smaller. Okay, so that was it. I think it's really clear now. Let's do the optform. So in the accordion container, we have also optform, which is right here. So we have optform. The optform takes children. Those are the children input, which has a placeholder default value email address. Then we have a button. Try it now. It's optform button. We have a break, and then some text. So let's start from styles. Let's start from index. Export default function optform text children. Rest of the props returns the container. So that will be container that's taking rest props and it takes children inside. Okay, and optform input will be optform input is different because that's without closing tag. See, input is different. So let's go to button. Button is a function optform button returns button rest of the props that takes children. And also image, and also it has the image, which is chevron right. So this is the image chevron right, and children is the text. As you can see, let's see, we have trade now and then image. Okay, then we have optform text. We have function optform that takes children, rest of the props return text children. Then we have optform break. This is the break. Break is actually a paragraph which makes space. Okay, break, just like input, doesn't have a closing tag. You have input and rest of the props and close. Break, rest of the props and close. In the optform text, we have children. In the bottom, we have children and image. Okay, let's go to the CSS. The container for optform is flexible, justified content center. Justified content is center. What if I don't have this? Nothing changes, but probably something changes. It's a little, it moved by a slight degree, so it does something. Then we have a height of 100%. Opt form, we have opt form placeholder. This is the opt form. So margin tab is 20 right here. This is the container for our opt form. Flex direction is column, flex wrap. Flex wrap. What was that? What was the definition? Display is flexible flex wrap. Specify whether the flexible item should wrap or not. Okay, so that's no wrap. That's a wrap. Okay. When it goes, when the size of that container is bigger than the parent, then it's wrapping. Wrap reverse initial, no wrap, initial wrap, wrap reverse. But here we don't have that problem, so flex wrap is not really that important. But we have it and it's fine. Flex direction is column and then align items center. Align items center is actually a huge one, as you can see. The bottom. The button is interesting. I think it doesn't have max width. Input, so we have styled input max with 450 with 100%, as you can see. So when it's always to the max. See, it tries to be maximum, and then it's smaller. Border is 0, padding 10, height is 70, box sizing border box. If we don't have border box, then it's 90 because it allows the padding, because it doesn't count the padding. So it's 70, and then the padding. But if we have box sizing border box, it's 50 plus 10 padding, 10 padding. So actually this is 50 plus 10 padding on the sides. Then you have some buttons. Then you have the button. Displays flexible, align item center, height 100%, height 70. Background margin tab is 20. The color is white. Text transforming uppercase, padding top left, top bottom 0, right left 32, font size 26, border 0, cursor pointed. The cursor is pointed, and border 0, font size. And also there is it's changing color, so when hover, I don't think the ampersand is important. Ampersand, so it has to be semicolon, hover, background changes. The image margin left, there is a margin left of that, so if I change it to 15, it will be slightly more to the right. 10 looks good. So inverting 1, as you can remember, it was black. We inverted to this, and brightness can be 1. Doesn't have effect. Okay, max width, it changes size. Then at hover, media, the media of button, when it's smaller than 1000, height 50, the button currently it has a height of 50. When I change it to 1000, it has a height of 70. it has a padding on the sides. I think I was talking about the email address when the padding was actually border, yes, box sizing border box, so it counts the padding in the height. If we have padding 10, then the actual height is 50 and the padding takes 10. Text, no, I was talking about that. Height 50, font size 16 when it's more than 1000, margin tab 20. This is the margin tab, but the input has padding of 10. The input. Oh, okay. So actually, this is 70 pixels, okay? Dzień dobry. Witam, witam. A co? Chciałeś oddać pieniądze? A, to chcesz oddać, tak? No to ile masz? Nie wiem, zobaczę, może mam. Is it still recording? It's recording. I'm so sorry. Let me have break. Wait. Actually, I think it's over because font size text, color white text align, and then we're changing it line height 22 font size. Okay, and I think that's it.